People loved the stuff you shared with crypto the last times, and some of the things like where do you think crypto's at in the last year, the last 2 years, not the last year, the last 90 days, the last 6 months? Because crypto changes so fast.
It really does. And I was trying to remember what the price of crypto was even when we did our last conversation. Um, I know it wasn't $57,000 and or 58 or 56 or whatever it is right now. So I think there's definitely a significant portion of the crypto community that is wondering if crypto is going to hit, or if Bitcoin will hit $100,000 by the end of the year. I don't necessarily think that we're going to see that. Um, but there's there's a model that many crypto investors follow called stock to flow that's released by Plan B. It's a pseudonymous name. He was, I believe, an investment analyst or an economist. And what he basically talks about is he looks at the moving average of the price of Bitcoin and then charts where he believes that the price of Bitcoin will go to. And historically, the stock to flow model has really held up from a pricing perspective. And what the stock to flow model says is that Bitcoin will be worth $1 million per Bitcoin by 2025.
Mhm.
Now that might sound like, wow, that's crazy, but really that's 16x from here at $56,000, $57,000. The price of Bitcoin has gone up 16x just in the last year. So to do another jump of that 16x and hit $1 million per Bitcoin, especially in the next 2 to 3 years, I don't think is out of the realm of possibility. So if you're new to the crypto space, if you haven't invested in crypto before, you have to be ready to weather
Endure.
ups and downs, right? Yeah, it's an incredibly volatile asset class. It has spectacular rises and corrections. So it is a risk on asset. It's something you need to be aware of emotionally before you get into crypto. But I think it can serve a powerful role in your portfolio as a hedge asset as well.
And I think what you get into too is people want to trade it, right? Like day trade it or trade it back and forth, and they want to try and capitalize upon the rise and the fall. And I always fear for people that aren't elite at it, right? If you're not an expert at it, if you're not, you know, amazing at it, then you could really struggle, right? And I know that there's like paper trading,
Sure.
there's other ways to get experience and practice in those kind of things. Because like for us, we bought our first Bitcoins, a decade ago, and we hang on to them and enjoy the ride. But for an average person to say I'm going to buy something at $56,000 and say I'm going to hold on to it, and I know that people can buy portions of bitcoins and those kind of things now. So then